And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where I talk about foreign exchange trading, and making money trading foreign exchange. At least that's the desired outcome. Sometimes it's not, but that's what we're going to talk about today. It's time for our weekly Forex look ahead for this week to see what's going to happen this week and redraw our trend lines. Now, first, since we're going to be talking about potentially trading, we're going to talk about some risk disclaimers. Now, this channel is for, here's the risk disclaimer for this channel, as it stands right now. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I'm also involved in two, what are they called? Challenges, two prop trading challenges with FXify out of London and with AUDUSD Capital out of London. I do not solicit funds, don't send me any money, manage client accounts, no I won't trade for you, and nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration at this time. I have held NFA registration in the past. Foreign exchange trading is highly speculative with a high degree of high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Now, only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. Now, the CFTC risk disclosure goes like this. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Now, before trading Forex, carefully consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your entire investment capital. So, I almost said retirement capital, but you definitely do not want to sink your entire retirement into this, unless you're really, really good. With that, let's go to the other screen. So you might be asking yourself, why would I read, if I believe that, why would I trade Forex? Well, here's the other part of that, is that I don't believe in all of that, because there are people out there who have amassed great fortunes trading Forex, and I'm working on being one of them. So one of them is, love him or hate him, George Soros is probably the greatest Forex trader of all time. Maybe not. There's probably a few more out there that are really good. I've given you the Market Wizards book sent to me right now. As soon as the bookstore I bought it from finds it, unless I find it in another store somewhere else, I'll cancel the order. But that's what we've got going on here. So let's take a look at what we're doing now. The main strategy that I've been using that has not been working out very well has been trend lines. Trend lines work great for commodities, but not so much for currencies, since currencies spend most of their time range trading. And in a range trading environment, you're not going to get the clean breaks and the breakouts all the time with like you do with currencies. With commodities. So I'm going to be getting away from that a little bit, although we are going to redraw our trend lines. This is the time that we redraw our trend line. So I'm going to take the new Bollinger Bands in here, and I'm going to take them off the screen real quick, and we're going to put on some. Henry's playing in my shirt right now. It's kind of uncomfortable, but that's okay. He's a bird. We're going to redraw our trend lines. So let's go out to the the euro dollar first, and go out to the 1 month, which is where we started out with the trend lines on this, and they are so far being respected. So it's nothing, no major breakouts going on there. Looking forward to maybe a high breakout here on the monthly trend line. Monthly trend line level is going to be at 118.18. What's to be thereabout, or possibly a little bit lower, 118 period. That's a level that's being eyed for a while. Hasn't broke over 118 since, gee whiz, in 5 years. So that would be a historic type breakout if it broke out over that. We shall certainly see. It does have a bullish change of character there, as with the smart money concepts. Probably took that one off too. And then here we have just the trend lines. It makes it a lot less cloudy right there. I like that. So I'm learning some new tricks with this thing too. Oh, look at that. I can hide it too. Of course, just how do you bring it back? How interesting. I just hid my trend line. Now I don't know where it is. Oopsies. we'll figure out how to get the trend line back in just a few minutes. I don't have any weeklies on this, so let's go straight to daily and see if I can find my daily trend line that is hidden. Let's see, where would I go for that? In here? Drawing, lines and scales, hidden, previously closed, hidden. Okay, well, I don't know where it is. It's around here somewhere. So I don't know where it would be now. So if I could, let's see this one that doesn't have it. Well, that's the. So if I settings, no. Okay, so where did it go? I have to go to my object tree, I think. Come down here to objects and see if I can find it. Object tree and window. There it is. Turn that back on. There it is. Hey, how about that? So I figured out how to do that too. So I'm still learning a lot more about TradingView. It's a fantastic platform, and you can learn a lot from it. So next we're going to go to the dailies, and the daily trend lines are are good, so we're not going to worry about those. And then we're going to go to our 4 hours. Go here and to here real quick, and let's see what's happening here, because I can't tell. 4 hour support trend line is holding, and our, I don't know where it went. Well, that other 4 hour trend line support around here somewhere. I think that's it. Our resistance trend line. I think I want to pull this one up a little bit. This one goes way back to here. Yeah, let's kind of pull this one a little bit closer so I can see where we're going with this. We'll just leave it right there for now. And then maybe pull this one here. This one here. Now let's take it out and see what's going on. Well, okay, that's not going to work because this one needs to be here. And that one doesn't even need to be there because that one needs to be somewhere else. Yeah, this 4 hour trend line's way messed up. Let's pull it over here to this top. Right there, and then this one, we can pull it to about that top, and then put this one back where we had it. Oh, dude, it's getting complicated. There. So now our 4 hour resistance trend line is right there, and it is doing just fine. Again, looking very bullish right now. 4 hour trend line. We'll see how it looks when we start trading on Tuesday. I'll be in the office all day trading Tuesday, and we'll see what happens there. See, there's Henry sticking out right there. See, chirpy. Let's see. So let's go on to there. Let's go to the next one. The dollar versus the yen. Dollar versus the yen looks like this. So we're going to go back out to the monthlies. There's one indicator that I'm very curious about, but we're not going to get into that one on this one. So the monthly support and resistance trend lines look good. Nothing really to talk about here. Angle that one up a little bit more. And we're still looking on this for a pretty symmetrical wedge that's not very symmetrical because it has gotten very flat right there. So we're going to be looking for a sell-off on the USDJPY, so if it hasn't started already. So that's the general direction that one's going to go, with the asymmetrical triangle, and I learned about those, and I know basically what's going on with those now. The 4 hour trend line doesn't look great, but our daily trend lines look wonderful. Daily trend lines are good. Go to our 4 hours and see what they look like on the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, not horrible. Oh, what's that? Let's just delete that. So we don't need that there anymore. I don't even know what it's there for. And drop that one off and well, it's okay. So for our daily support trend line or 4 hour support trend lines, we are good. And is that my daily or is it my 4 hour? It is. We need to do this one differently. This trend line needs to be about right there. 4 hour trend line. Okay, so we are still looking at a kind of a symmetrical triangle in the 4 hour view. So that could go either way. Most likely going to go down because we're going into a rate. I can close that out. Rate Fed watch. Go here. Let's see if this has changed. Let me get the bird out of my shirt. Okay, so that hasn't changed much. Still 89% here. Look, I found a bird. It's a magic trick. So we're at 89% and a possible 50% rate cut. I can't believe they're dialing that in there. So there's almost a 100% chance that we're going to get at least a 25% rate cut and possibly a 50 basis points rate cut. That is going to send the dollar downward if they're not pricing it in already. They should be pricing it in all week if they haven't already. So we're going to look for a breakout to the south on the USDJPY and north on the Euro on the EU. So that kind of fanaticism going on, we should have that going on. So that'll be wonderful. We'll be able to get some direction on what the markets are doing. There'll be some leadership, and we can finally get back into making some real trades and making some money. I like making money. Here's the Great British Pound, which is what GBP stands for. The GU, as it's called, in popular places like the chat rooms. I don't like the chat rooms because there are a lot of people in there who don't know what they're doing, and they have no problem with coming in and telling everybody they don't know what they're doing, and it breaks mindset. So I'm not a big fan of the chat rooms. Stay out of the chat rooms unless you're just a masterful trader and know you can figure out who's full of stuff and who's not. I can figure out who's full of stuff and who's not. Here we go. The monthly resistance support trend lines. Again, looking like a bullish breakout is in store with this monthly ascending triangle forming still. So we'll keep that in mind. Again, that checks because we're going to have dollar weakness with building in the rate cut. Should be buying in the rate cut this week, which should be interesting. And let's see. Here is some more stuff. This is the they're going straight to daily. Okay, dailies. I don't have a daily support trend line because it's going to look exactly like the monthly. Oh yeah, I do. It's way down here. And I do want to move this one down here though. Whoops, what did I do there? Take this total one down here. That one out to here. There we go. So we're redrawing our 4 hour support trend line on the daily chart. See if that holds up. That's kind of like a fun little experiment. Oh no, what's that? I don't know what that is. Make it go away. 4 hour support trend line is not looking awful on the where that one goes over. Whoops, not that one. Z, and then this one. I want to go there. Okay. All right. So with the daily support trend line is looking there. We're still looking at a triangle being formed, except you can't see this well on the 4 hour. Oh, that looks terrible on the 4 hour. What is this one over here? Is that my 4 hour support trend line? That's my daily, I think. Yeah, my daily resistance trend line is has already been broken, so we need to fix that. And this is going to look this point, pull it down here. I should be drawing the daily trend line on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, let's go back to the daily chart. We'll go ahead and make that one look better. I don't know, where'd everything go? There it is. Suddenly the here we go, daily support. Right there. Daily resistance, 4-hour resistance. Yeah, that's with these trend lines crossing here, shows a change in what's going on here. We don't have a top yet, so we're not going to move that one yet, the daily support trend line, but this 4-hour trend line is clearly a changing trend. So we can go north on the basically dollar weakness is what we're going to be looking at probably for the next 2 weeks. So we're going to see if we can't make some money on that. Pound versus the yen. We don't have a whole lot of information about that. That hurts, Henry. Come on, get out of my shirt. Come on. It's, if you can hear, it's raining outside up here in Maine, which is a very lovely place. Unless you're talking politics. Whoops, did I say that? Oops, we won't worry about that. Let's see. So let's see what's going on here for the dailies. Dailies still has this top right here, 218. This is where I first came into it, looking at it going, hey, I'd make some money here. The GJ is the most volatile of all. So you want to go very, I'm not even sure how to trade it yet. It's we will see, get into trading that later. Henry, that hurts my ears, dude. Little dude. Monthly trend lines are holding. Let's go to our dailies. Dailies. Right here. Whichever way I could just hide all the trend lines so I could look clearly at the yeah, or do what I want to do that. The dailies, where are my dailies? Jeez, all the way back here. Daily is right at about just shy of 200 on that, and it's actually broke out here. So we need to move the daily support trend line right there. Give it a little bit more room to the north. We should have a lot of BOJ strength coming out of the Japanese yen. So fundamentally, the pound should be stronger, which means it would be dropping the GJ. Again, we'll see how that pans out because the Great British Pound has been, for some reason, it's been defying. You know, they get a rate cut and their currency soars, which threw me off. No idea what happened there. However, we do have lots of clean moves like this. This is not an Aussie chart either. This isn't just straight candlesticks. So it's not, we're not looking at an Aussie chart, but that is a very strong buy level right there. Again, it got back into the weeds and got back into the kind of ranging that it does sometimes, which is not always best, not always fun, but here's the things that I don't like. Things like this, the drops that the GJ can handle, can produce sometimes, is that it can drop 200 pips in a matter of mere seconds. That is a, for example, right here, that's a daily candle. High low is almost 400 pips. Whew. That's massive. That's how quickly the GJ can drop. I may want to just have a permanent sell right there, right underneath all the support. Let's see. Let's go to. That's just a joke. It's not trading advice. Don't do it. So here we have although the 4-hour trend line is right there, right underneath all the support. The 4-hour resistance trend line, support trend line, support. So we're going to come back over here and consider that. There we go. That's better. And 4-hour support trend line looks good. for our resistance trend line looks terrible. This needs to go way up here. And again, we're looking at a potential triangle forming. Oh, no, we're not looking at ranging. So this may be one where we want to bring in the Bollinger Bands and take a look at it and see what see where some trading opportunities might be. Right now it's dead set in the middle, so you don't really want to trade that because it's no man's land. But once it gets down here, you want depending on how strongly it goes down here, if it crosses the 10 and doesn't go much deeper, you want to do a recursive type trade and buy down here, and up here you want to, and way down here you want to consider selling, because it's going to be ranging hard. But the question is, with those hard ranges, yes, they look profitable, but they pull back really quickly and can take you into losses very, very quickly on that one. So that's where I have lost. That's where I lost a lot of money in 2022. Was trying to trade the GJ and having it flip on me, and then thinking, oh, it'll go back, and it never went back for weeks. So we won't be trading this because it's just too volatile for my blood right now. Let's see, where are we going next? Next, we are going to go to the UCAD, as I call it, because I don't know how else to call it. Because you've called it the UC, it could be the universe dollar versus the Chinese yuan, which we're definitely not trading that. Let's see, let's talk about a boring trade. Their rates are not market based, so I'm just staring at it for a long time. And it's also very fundamental based, so we're not going to do that one at all. I don't like fundamentals that much. Anything can happen with politicians. We can start bringing politicians into the mix on this. Okay, monthly support trend lines look good for the dollar versus the Canadian. Still kind of kicking myself over this trade I didn't take. But we'll get to that in just a second. As soon as it becomes clearer, monthly support trend line looks good. Monthly resistance trend line looks good. And it looks like we're looking at a potential breakout to the north, to the top side on the dollar, on the UCAD, because the economy in Canada sucks right now. I mean, I don't know any way to put it. They got 7% unemployment. Their policies are terrible. I don't know what's supporting their economy right now. They're not even, it's just the Canadian economy right now is a mess. So we're still going to have dollar strength coming out of that. We'll see what happens after that. But I see it trading back up to 145 possibly on the long term. We could get into trading, tradingeconomics.com. But something that I've studied on that is that their predictions suck. That's some of the worst predictions I've ever seen, and they're reluctant to turn them around too. So you got a bunch of PhDs trying to predict markets, and that never works out right well. Let's see. Daily resistance trend line. Where's my daily support trend line? Is this it? Is that my daily support trend line? Or is that my monthly? I think that's my monthly. Oh, stop it. Nope, don't want any emojis. Oh, look at that. I can put emojis on the chart too. So I'm learning a lot more about, I think that is my monthly. I don't think I have it. To monthly view real quick. Oh no, where'd it all go? Yikes, where did it all go? Well, let's go back to daily. See if I can find out where my bars went. 4 hour, there we are. Okay, Wednesday, July the 10th. Nope, we don't want that. Oh, I was way underneath the bars. That's what's going on. Month. There we go. Now we got it back. Yay. Okay, so here we go. That's my monthly support trend line. And I think I didn't have a daily support trend line because it was looking like the monthly one. So let's put one in here real quick. There we go. Bam. Bam. Back. That's not the right thing. We need a ray. we go. Bam. Bam. And that's my daily support trend line. But I'm drawing it on the monthly chart. Okay, so let's go to daily, and no, we're making it complicated today, aren't we? So the red one is the one I want. That's starting way back here, and that's not cool. Okay, let's just redraw the whole thing. Okay, monthly support, daily support trend line. Oh, look at that break. Where am I? What month am I? It's December 2024. No, we already know about what happened with that. These have been beautiful trades, but I wasn't paying attention then. So let's see. Here we go. Daily support trend line. That's support, not resistance. It's important to know the difference between support and resistance. Okay, so this is my monthly, so our daily is going to look more like this. There, right there. I call that, type in the daily support trend line, we'll make it green. So it's because it's support, like dark green. And it looks good because I just drew it. So there. 4-hour trend line. Let's go to that too. This may be an opportunity for a lot of good trading right here. Is the UCAD looking forward. It's very recursive. You get down into this area, you're going to get a little bit of a run here. And then as it eases off, it never went overbought or oversold here, not till here. So this may have some opportunities for a lot of good trading here for the UCAD. You got to be patient because it bounces all over the place. Again, I don't think there's a whole lot of liquidity here. So the it's going to be weird. It'd be weird trading, but it should be good trading. Since you don't want to get into a sell here, you want to let that run. Ow! And then hindsight is 2020. Thank you, Henry, for reminding me of that. Ow! Stop. Henry, knock it off. Okay, this video would definitely not be for kids. And here's how this looks out. Let's turn this back off again since we're doing trend lines. And there we go. So we got those redrawn. Those look nice. Aussie versus the dollar. Seldom trade it. Don't know that I don't know that I've traded it in years, but might be an opportunity to sometime, at some point. Not saying you can't trade it. Just saying I don't personally trade it. Again, looking for some weakness here, because that's higher lows, sharply lower highs. So that means we could have a sell-off here with the Aussie dollar. So that could be coming up soon. Again, who knows what's going to happen. Fundamentally, because what's in the back of my head is that I always think, well, what's going to cause this? Well, I don't have any idea what's going to cause this, because it's so far out, the monthlies. Let's see. So for our trend line, except I just drew it on the daily chart. We're not going to talk about that. That's daily resistance right here, or daily support right here. Would be what that is. It's also important to spell support correctly. All right, there. And then for our resistance trend line, change this up here and make this our daily. It goes. Oh, that's why it's trying to go up there. It belongs up there. Make this our daily, and then we'll draw another 4-hour on the 4-hour chart, because we're starting to converge a little. I mean, not converge, but they're starting to indicate different things, like a possible breakout to the north on this. Life of a technician. I'm a wannabe. I'm a great technician. That one is. There we go. That one right there. Then the forest support trend line goes right there, but we're not going to draw it on the daily chart. We're going to draw it on the 4-hour chart because things move. 4-hour trend line. Again, I don't know what it got into me that day. That day I drew these. Now the foreign exchange market is recursive in nature. We don't want that right there. I want it about right there. And this one is going to be out over here. So it's going to be a lot more bouncy, a lot more mean reversion going on. So that's the reason for all these trend lines and stuff. Mean reversion is a fun little thing. The main profitable tool that I started using this year is a mean reversion expert advisor I built for MT4, and it worked great until the tariffs started coming about. Until Trump and his tariff talk started freaking out the Forex markets, and I'm not even sure if any tariffs have gone into play as a play or not. What are you doing over here? Hello. Let's see. So that's the Aussie. Nope, not on the microphone. Not on the microphone. Get off the microphone. Come on. Come on, little birdie. Nope, that's not yours. Thank you. After that, let's go to gold. Big missed trade right here. Big time missed trade. You know the weeklies. And we have the weekly support, weekly resistance. It's gold being gold. Look at it go. It is on a run, on a historic run right now. And yes, there should be, even, I'm going to go ahead and show you this article. Pull this over from, look at this. Even Seeking Alpha is calling for a reversal on this. Oh, that was from April the 25th. So in April 25th, they were talking about a possible reversal in gold. Let's see what happened with that. That's why I don't trust a whole lot of fundamentals on this. So April was here. At 3,100. Now it's at 3,600. Or pushing 3,600. So that is one of those things that you see on the X, the Twitter, whatever you want to call it, that are bizarrely off. A lot of the people that talk stuff on social media don't know what they're talking about. And always keep that in mind, especially if you want. In fact, here's a good book to read, The Disciplined Trader. It's one I'm rereading right now too. I've read it about 4 times, and I'm trying getting my mindset back in order to get back into trading profitably again. I was flipping money bizarrely like 300% in 2014. I was writing the USD, the UJ bull market in 2014, and then it changed on me, and I didn't know enough about technical analysis or anything to figure it out, even though I'd been trading for a long time. I pretty much have been slinging money against the markets to see what hit. And I got lucky, is what I call it. So this is the daily support trend lines for gold. No pulling back here. It finally has a resistance trend line. We don't have a top yet, so I can't redraw this one. It's going to look awful. The resistance trend line on this is just bizarre, because I guess I could go ahead and put it up here. No, it's 4 hour. I'm not on the 4 hour chart yet, so Control Z, go back to where I was, and this daily support trend line. There is no daily resistance trend line because there's no daily resistance. This thing's just off to the races. this is looking like to the moon, like Bitcoin. I always say about Bitcoin and all the other cryptos. Nothing goes to the moon. For example, Bitcoin right now is trading at, I do watch it, not very closely, but I do watch it. There it is, 111, down 8,000 off its highs. Oh, but look, it's coming back on a Sunday. Doubt it. Let's see, 4-hour trend line for gold. It's just phenomenal. If you ask me, a lot of on the fundamental side, a lot of central banks are getting into gold, and because they don't have the electricity to produce the returns for Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin would be great if you have a fantastic electrical structure. They're even saying that between Bitcoin and AI, 99% of our electrical production in the United States will go towards Bitcoin and AI. I don't see that as fathomable. And yes, my background is in nuclear physics, and I'm a former nuclear mechanical operator. I don't see them building nuclear power plants out at breakneck speed in order to keep up with AI. I just think that would be intellectual suicide in my eyes. I do not hold strong views of AI. For AI. So this is there we go. I want to go back to my dailies for a second so I can see where my daily support trend line. I don't have a 4-hour trend line. So let's go back to the 4 hours and put one in there. Because gold is like Bama in college football. Well, how they used to be. They're not really that great this year, I don't think. When they would just come out and just destroy everybody. We're gonna put another 4-hour trend line right there, and that's and again, I think it's because minor banks all over the world are buying gold at breakneck speeds. I think England is the main contributor to that, based on some of the things I've seen in the media, that the English are buying gold, and that's what may be backing the currency, and that's why it went up during a rate cut. Ooh, light bulb moment. Maybe, maybe not. Let's get to silver real quick, and then we'll start wrapping this up. And then tomorrow we'll get into, or possibly later on tonight, we'll get into mean reversion and trading with the Bollinger Bands, and seeing if we can find some more successful trades and getting into making some money. So let's see. This one is monthlies right here. Bless me, quick. Yeah, I like silver. I hold silver literally in my hands right now. I hold a good amount of silver. Not enough to make me financially independent, because then I would have to sell the physicals. But I like physical silver. And again, it's pretending to be gold right now. Monthly trend line has been broken. How about that? Monthly resistance trend line has been broken. Closed out at 41.01. That is good. We're getting close to all-time high territories. 50 being the all-time high, done in the I think it was during COVID. COVID sharply overshadowed the recession of 80-81 for all times. Yes, I do remember that. I was a little boy, but I do remember that. My dad had to change construction jobs like 5 times during those years. So these daily resistance trend lines right there, daily support trend lines, they are looking good. 4-hour resistance trend line, no they're not. Why do I have so many lines right here? This is my daily resistance trend line. Let's delete that one. I think we can get out. Oh, that's my weekly resistance trend line. Okay, that's why they all look the same. Okay, so we're going to come back out here and draw the daily resistance trend line from here to maybe here. See if that holds. That one red. probably leave trend line off since I know they're trend lines. Ow, stop it. And let's see if this one pans out a little bit more. And close enough. Yeah, absolutely. Daily resistance trend line holds. I'm going to take that one off because I'm not sure if that's the right one or not. I don't know what that one was. That may have been my weekly I just deleted. I think it was. We don't need it. For our support trend line, got a new breaking high right there. And again, silver is off to the races too. For our support, for our resistance, we can probably go north on silver, probably around 41.70, and just watch it go, 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 because it's going to mimic gold. Because people don't trust financial things like the Federal Reserve Bank anymore. In my opinion, Lisa Cook should have been removed as the Fed governor, because if you commit mortgage fraud, and what are you doing deciding how to when interest rates go up or not? That's not part of the gig. I think anybody in government that commits mortgage fraud should be removed, or fraud in general. They're supposed to be highly compliant to the laws they create, instead of trying to figure out how to get around them. So that's what we've got today, and that's enough for politics for me too. Let's see. So that's our trend lines all look good. We're going to turn these back on just because I don't want to forget, and see what's going on with these. These are Bollinger Bands. I've got a 10 and a 2.5, or both 20s, both 20 period Bollinger Bands with a deviation of 1 here and a 2.5 here. We're going to experiment with this strategy moving forward and see if we can't find some good trades. This is still very much in the buy zone, which is between the two upper bands, and exceeding the if anything exceeding the two upper bands is in the buy zone, and anything down below here and exceeding the two lower Bollinger Bands are the sell zone. So we're going to see what that looks like for the rest of the currencies. For example, finding our entries and exits. Let's go to 4 hours. That's where I'm going to be basing all my time things on, because Bollinger Bands work better on larger time frames. Still very much in the buy zone. Might consider a buy on that tonight. We'll see how the market opens and see what happens in the first Asian session, and we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. So may get up tomorrow morning trading, because it's looking at these reviews down here. Looks like the euro versus the dollar may be the way to go. Also, since they're going to be placing in the rate cuts, if they haven't done it already. So I will see you later. In the meantime, if you like this video, then by all means, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see how we go from there. And I will see you tomorrow. So you guys have a great one. Talk to you soon. Bye.